Corbin, founder and the executive director of the Philadelphia Youth Poetry Movement, which is a program that's dedicated to helping young people discover the power of their voices. Voices that they are already born with, not voices that teachers give them, voices that mentors or adults give them. We believe strictly that young people already have the power within, they're born with those things. The things that we focus on, one, of course, expression. We believe that when a young person finds the value of their voice, they find the value in themselves. Because the voice is an internal loudspeaker. How many poets do we have in the room? Raise your hand if you're a writer of any sort. Raise your hand if you like poetry. Okay, so that means most of you will like me after this. Okay. Raise your hand if you like rap music. Raise your hand if you like country music. Oh yeah. I love country. It's all poetry though. So when people say, I don't like poetry, I think they're talking about the poetry that's like, in the moment when the sun kissed the sky, I trickled down and saw a ladybug. Oh. What is that? So I'm with y'all on that. Like, poetry definitely has layers to it, and there's different ways to look at it. But we believe when young people, they find the value of their voice, they find that value in themselves, they learn how to celebrate self, they learn how to take ownership of their story, their narrative, and they become what they need to be for themselves, and not what society is telling them who they need to be. Has anybody been through that? Where the world is telling you what you need to do? When is the last time you took a step within and you listened to yourself? Expression. So much happens because people don't get to speak. Some of my mentees, younger guys, end up in street fights, strictly for the fact that they can't communicate, or they don't know what to say, or they don't have the vocabulary. It's so important to express yourself. Second, education. We believe in holistic education. We look at it from a whole person perspective. Schools usually invest in the intellectual part of the student, but really, they really focus in on the mental and the emotional development of a person. So when we talk about wellness, and we look at whole person, we're looking at all these ways we can actually help build a person from the ground up. Lastly, well, not lastly, but third, I want to talk about empowerment. Being empowered. Putting young people in a position where they can develop their leadership skills, where they can come back and teach the poetry classes. That is transformation. Giving them the skill set that they can use outside of their classroom in real life scenarios and actually make some bank and make some money. Okay? Last, engagement. Engagement from a civic perspective. What happens when we take the stage and we move off the stage and we move it into real life? It's one thing to do thousands of poems about how we want to change the world, how we want to affect the world, but how can we impact the world beyond inspiration on the stage? So putting these young people in positions of leadership when it comes to the Philadelphia Student Union, or possibly things they're doing in the school of student government, teaching them how Congress and the Senate work together, things of that nature, are so important for our young people to actually take over the world that they're going to inherit. So I'm pretty much going to fly through this right now, but you'll catch everything. So I want to take it back to just like how this comes into play and why PYPM started. I was teaching in the classroom and I noticed that there wasn't enough youth culture in the classroom. I noticed that the students were bored, disengaged because of the traditional curriculum. And I started bringing hip hop and poetry and some other visual resources into the classroom, and it turned my class around. So much that I was everybody's favorite student, okay? Because, not because I was good, I mean, I ain't pretty good at it, but the fact that I was bringing something they could relate to into the classroom. They saw themselves in the lesson. They saw somebody who cared about them. They saw somebody who wanted them to learn about themselves and about what they could do for the world. So I started PYPM in 2006, and we went to a competition called Brave New Voices. And I remember just putting my money into it, really just running with it because I believed in it. And I saw something special in the young people in Philadelphia. But before that, the impetus of why to do something outside of myself really comes from my father. And my father, he built the stage for me in my first poetry night. And the irony of that is, it was during 2001, the August sun beating down on his skin, his tears of sweat dripping down his cheekbones. Unknowingly, my father had stage 4 lung cancer. Me in the dark handing him nails while he took a hammer like he was John Henry to a piece of wood, to a piece of wood, to a piece of wood, to a piece of wood. He built a stage for me to stand on, unselfishly with his life on the line. I mean, my father was so good with his hands. He could make oodles and noodles seem like a gourmet meal. Smoke a cigarette and change the break simultaneously without losing the beat in the conversation. The man was just great with his hands. And the way he built that stage that day with determination in his face, sweat trickling from his brow. He was so focused, it was a laser. I watched him become an ultra-light being on the spot. My father was an amazing man. In 2002, he would leave for another stage. The tears would trickle all the way through our family. The blood and the sweat and the tears, the blood and the sweat and the tears, and I still stand on stages. I still stand on stages. The same man that taught me how to fix my mistakes, moments when I couldn't handle my anger from my own lack of expression, when I would punch holes in the sheetrock, he would look at me and say, "Boy, is you crazy? You ain't got no job." My father took his time in car rides. He rode a Heckingers. That's kind of the equivalent to like Home Depot now. Brought all the materials, brought it back to the house. He taught me how to fix my mistakes, how to plug the holes in the light, how to control my temper, how to put it in something special, like a stage, and the stage. In 2010, I adopted a young man named Victor Jackson. He came through the Philly youth poetry movement. He wanted to be on stage. He knocked on my door. I looked at him. Surprisingly, he was just kicked out, 16 years old. Couldn't leave him in the streets. Saw something too special in him. So after adopting him, I thought about fatherhood being more like a marathon and not a sprint. Because there's too many people who give up. But I remember during the Summer Olympics in Barcelona, Spain, a runner by the name of Dan Rickman would jump out the starting blocks, running faster than a locomotive's heartbeat. He would tear a hamstring. An unknown man came from the sidelines, placed his arm around him and helped him limp towards the finish line. Later on, the entire world would find out that that was his father. Real fathers never stop running for their children. Some fathers do, departing the path, turn the opposite direction of their son, afraid that the shine is too bright for them to raise. So they become moonlit darkness, cold world heartless, walking out the doors even if there's no exit card to the home they have built, leaving their sons alone to drift in the sea of confusion. Hungry for clarity, they begin asking questions, wondering why no one ever passed them the baton. Fact, when the cold night in December, fatherhood would knock on my door, I would catch like responsibility folding in the wind. Fact, I love my freedom so much I haven't planned on having children anytime soon. I decided to be selfish. It's a healthy decision. Fact, the only thing I know about fatherhood is that I had a great one. Fact, I knew something was special about you the moment you walked through the door. With your eyes wide, hidden in clouds, you love to dream so much that you say things that are a galaxy away. You are a vintage fashion expert, a rebellious sneakerhead, trying to dig your name into the track of life with each footstep, dying to be memory, living to be noticed for the greatness you have bursting inside you. You spin Motown records with your nostalgic fingers. You are the definition of karmic reciprocity. I now know what my parents went through. 1, how many times I gotta tell you to turn off the light? It's not like you're paying the electric bill. 2, the dishes been in the sink for like 3 days now, like for real. 3, why you keep leaving your stinky socks next to the joystick? I wanna play video games too. 4, who walks by a bag of trash on their way out the house? 5, please flush the toilet. Nobody wanna see your poop. You remind me so much of myself. A hopeful romantic falling in love in seconds, breaking up in minutes. meant. It's aiming for the stars, knowing the constellation is what you really want. A scattered genius, afraid that too much normal will make him too predictable, too typical, and not mystical enough at all, not magical enough at all. It's something about the both of us that love being outcasts. Something about the both of us that love being weirdos in a world full of robust robots that forgot how to feel. You remind me how to feel. You remind me how to love. You have taught me that patience goes beyond the necessity when it comes to a young man becoming a grown man. It's not about the start. It will always be about the finish. I've screamed many midnights in the mountain peaks of my lungs, trying to get you ready for this challenge of becoming an adult. Held on to headaches longer than I'm held on to my own peace. Drench myself and worry that I'm not doing it right. What if I'm not doing it right? What if all your injuries from life, from running on this track, is all because of my faulty parenting? But I have to learn that a boy can only become a man when he learns how to run on his own. That it's not about the start, it will always be about the finish with the son. Whenever you need me, whether it's through a text message or a phone call, face to face, just remember, I love you, son. I love you, son. I love you, son. Because fatherhood is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So Dad, I'm still there here building stages for everybody else. Sometimes I find it hard building stages for myself. And I figured out how to fix the holes in a lot of problems. Thank you for teaching me how to use a